Okay, let's see how we can add two decimal numbers in three different ways. The first way is number line. So I'll draw myself a number line and I'll put the scale on it that suits the numbers I've got. Both numbers are positive, so I'll put 0 down here. Don't need anything on the negative side. Both numbers are less than 1, so I'll put 1 over here. I've got a bit of room in case we add and we get quite big. And I'm working in tenths, so I'm going to mark tenths on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I don't have to do that, but I have just for our example here. The first number tells us where we start, so we start at 0.2. The sign tells us that we're moving to the right, and the final number tells us how far we're moving. We're moving by 0.5 to the right from our starting point. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 0.7. So the answer is the place that we land. So here's our answer, 0.7. Method 2, I can use an algorithm if I want to. So I need to line up my place values, so which means my decimal places must be sitting above each other. Here we go, 0.2 and 0.5, how nice, they're just sitting in the same column for us. So 2/5 and 5/5, 2 tenths, beg your pardon, and 5 tenths is 7 tenths. We keep that decimal place lined up beautifully, and our answer is 0.7. Again, which is a good thing. The third way, and we better get 0.7. I can rewrite these decimals as fractions. So I know that this column is tenths. So 0.2 is actually the same as 2 tenths. And 0.5 is actually the same as 5 tenths. So I'm writing these numbers in a different way. 2 tenths plus 5 tenths is a nice easy fraction for us to work out because our denominators are the same, so our parts are the same. So we'll have 2 tenths and 5 tenths, altogether we have 7 tenths, and we can write 7 tenths in decimal form by putting the 7 in the tenths column. And we've managed to get 3 answers that all match. So if you can take any of these methods, and if you want to double check that you're correct, you can use one of the other ones to be sure. If you're in primary school, you need to be comfortable teaching all 3, and if you're working with secondary students, you need to be comfortable working with all 3 depending on where your students are at and which methods they choose.